I'm just ballin', flossing, rolling through my neighborhood, ballin', flossing, rolling through my neighborhood, ballin', flossing, rolling through my neighborhood.
What's the other joint? What was the other joint we're looking at?
Okay, my will presidential, 10 presidential, money presidential, bitches presidential, everything black, so you know I'm presidential.
He gonna hook up in the front center, and he gonna pull at an angle that way.
Riding through the hood with my top down, she know I like it better when the top down. Niggas hating on me cause I'm hot now. No surprise, I know why I'm getting money, yeah. It's a lovely day, so I'ma ride the city. Cup full of something to slow down my senses. The designer shoes cost a nice penny. That's $750. We talk Pacifics, that Rose Gold compliment.
Okay, we're here today because when I had the vehicle sitting on the ground, there was a slight, about 1 inch drop on this side, other than this side. And I mean, y'all see my vehicle sitting still. My vehicle on this side, the wheel sits like right above the fender on this side. On the other side, there's there's a gap. I can put my fingers in above the wheel when it sits down off the jacks. I can put my fingers in, and that's how much space I have between my wheel and the fender. But on this side, they start to tuck. So it's about an inch, probably about an inch. And you can see it pretty noticeably whenever like it's just sitting still and you're in front of the vehicle. You can see it pretty noticeably, and it's pretty obvious to me, I ain't gonna lie. But so I went ahead and ordered another one off of eBay. Of course, I had to make sure, because there's so many versions of this and for so many versions of the car, had to make sure that this number right here on the shock matched. EX53-45-CA405. Now, I couldn't find none that matched up. Keep in mind, this whole, just the assembly, just a piece for this, I don't think it even includes the spring and all the upper housing and all that from the dealer is $745. Just for just this piece, the metal rod that goes in at the shop, the strut. Well, anyway, on eBay, trying to match the number up, this last letter is capital. But out of every other one I looked at, I mean, this one matched everything, even this 405. Some of them have AC, BC, B something, all kind of letters. Just so many configurations, but this is the only other one I've seen that had CA with 405, and it looks like it should work, which looks deceiving. But they also have the plug, because I have the variable dampening, the dynamic suspension, so that way it can plug up to my sensor mount, which is at the top right here, which I'll pull out right now. You can see it's actually two pins down up in there, and that's what's with this electronic sensor or whatever goes in. Well, not sensor, but the electronic control that goes in there. So let me go ahead and pull this wheel off, get all this stuff off, pull this strut out, and you can get to changing the spring. I gotta change the spring because I have the lowered vehicle with the blue spring, so I'm gonna show you how to change that over too. Okay, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop this knuckle. If y'all notice, I got my jack under the bottom of it, so whenever this falls, it won't go all over the place. Nope. Let me get some more torque on that. Let me get something else. Also, I want to loosen up the connectors. I got my ABS back here. And I'll make sure you get that loose to create a little slack. Just pull the clips off. Take it off so you can have some slack. Move around. And just watch your brake line too. When you relieve this, you're gonna let it down and get it out the way, give you some slack, and then we're gonna pull this bolt off the bottom. I'm gonna show you what bolt that is. You can actually probably see it. Yeah, it's right there on the front. So I'm gonna pull a bolt off of here, off of the front sway bar. Too much down. There we go. All right, now go yank that off. Let me see how much, what size that is. I think my impact can get that one. My small impact. This is that's gonna be a 15 millimeter right here, look like it. Yeah, let's see if my impact can do this one. Nope. I'm like I'm be hitting my giant impact, my big impact. Pretty much all of these. For some reason I don't remember doing that last time. All right. 15 mil. Well, it's the right tools for the job matters. All right, so I remember having to lift this up and bend this out, because I did this like 3 weeks ago. All right, let me see. Let me get that fork, that joint buster. All right. Oops. It ain't dropping yet. Oh, I gotta take my bolt out the bottom of the shock, and that's gonna release the bottom of this. So now that's out. I got a bolt in the bottom of the shock. Hold on. So for the bottom of the shock, you're gonna need these right here, these torque socket sets, and the one I'm gonna need is this T60, the biggest one, and that should fit the size to go on the bottom of the shock bolt, but not this side, the back side. All right, I got it in. You know, let me tell you one thing I learned. When it got cold, all of my bolts locked up that I put on. So what I've been doing is I've been putting heat on, so I won't stress the amount of work I'm putting on that bolt, because I have to do that to take my tire off just now. My impact would not get my tire off, and my impact put it on. So I'm about to get my torch and heat up that bolt and pull it off too. And just like so, with about 20 seconds of heat on there, I back that bolt out. You need your torch, man. I'm telling you right now. You definitely need to have you a torch in the shop. A little butane torch, like this right here. The benzo whatever. That's how you get these seed bolts loose. All right, so we got that one out now. Let's drop this down slow with this jack. I'll make Make sure my, okay, that's out. Just keep dropping. All right. Make sure this is separated. There we go. All right. Now I come to the top. And this is about the only thing I can use my drill for, I mean my impact for, is taking these bolts off on the top. So come up here. Let me try to do this using my one hand right here. I'm just gonna loosen them all right now. And I pull these all off. Make sure I don't knock any of them down in the freaking engine bay. And now all four of those off, I can be able to pull this strut out. Not too much of an issue. Just gotta maneuver it. Put it back in the holes first. I dropped it lower last time. Let me see if I can get this. There you go, right there. Put my damn back hole back in now. Might be get low enough to even not have to worry about that. All right, there we go. That's still coming down. All right. There we go. I'm gonna do this. All right, tad bit more. All right. Come on, let me get it back in the holes. All my swing. All right. Now I got this out. All right. This strut has been sagging a tad bit. So the new strut, or the used strut, came off a vehicle with 7,000 miles. Checking the height, the bottom post. So the difference, so I actually ordered one of these, I had to send it back too. I did this the first time, I didn't record it. I ordered a strut, I think a company named Bliston makes them. And the one I ordered was the wrong size. It was for a different F-Type. But well, it looked exactly the same. Everything matched up except this base sat a little lower. So I had too much slack in my spring. And I was like, man, it was so small of a difference. It was like a little slot that has a stopper right here that this bottom plate sits on. I'm like, if I could have just moved that it would have worked. Everything else would have lined up perfect. But anyway, this EX53-45-CA, EX53-45-CA, 405. This one has a capital A after the C. This one has a lowercase a. Don't know how much of a difference that's going to make. Not sure. But this one, hopefully, will go right on there with no problem. I mean, everything looks exactly the same. So I'm gonna go ahead and start swapping the spring over, putting a new spring on there. You see it's a bit beefier and supposedly shorter, so it'll sit on there a little different. So anyway, let me get these swapped over. All right, so I got my spring compressors on opposite sides, and I'm just gonna try to do this as fast as possible. I swear to, cause the recording on YouTube, man, I'm telling you right now, that camera be slowing you down, man. Some dirt and debris camels. All right, now I'm gonna pop this. Hopefully it's enough compression so I can get this. If I had 2 of these 19s, that'd be so much help, because they wouldn't get wedged on. See, what happens is when I start compressing them, because of the angle of how the shock is made, it wedges in right there and gets my socket stuck. So if I had 2 19s, I can get them stuck, and then I'll just pull them off after. But let me see if I can figure out how to tighten this one with the only one I got. Now, things to note: after you compress this, and then before you pull this boot off, you have to take this screw off right here, right? This screw, you can't just pop a bolt on a socket over this and just start yanking it off. There's a set screw in here. This is a set screw. If you just pull this off and this is on like it would be, probably be very tight, you start unbolting this, you're gonna start twisting this whole ride. Now the problem with that is there's 2 pins right here, which means there's an electronic device attached to it. If you rotate this ride too many times, you're gonna separate the connection between the module that's inside here and these 2 pins. So you have to get a number 8 hex key and place it inside of here, and use a wrench or ratchet wrench or something to take it off, while you hold it tight as a placeholder with this. Not, you're gonna cause yourself some problems. I found that out the hard way, because the last time when I did this and the shock I had before, the outer bolt just came off. It didn't even rotate the ride. This time the ride rotated. So what I did was I got my fluke meter and I measured the ohm resistance between these 2 pins to see what I'm connected to. So I'm going to verify the same thing once I take this off, and I'll know if my ohm readings differ or how close they are, to know if that device is reading or looking the same as for what the car is needing for it. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. I'm going to test that, and then I'll make sure that's what it is. So let me go ahead and finish this. All right, got the second one. Now let me see if this one does it. Hopefully I can just pop. Hopefully we just pop this one. Oh, this one right here. Yeah, see, this one popped right off. I didn't have to put a set screw in there, so it came right off. So this will just come right off right now, and Let's see. And we'll get that off just like that. All right, so that's my stop for this one. This is my stop. Got my stop for this one on the inside of here. I think my stop that's on the cart now looks better, so I'll keep it. This is the brand new top piece that I put in there. I just put this in last time, so this is the brand new top piece. These pieces have to deteriorate after a time, after a period. So I'm gonna keep all the rest of these components on. So I'll just go straight from take my spring right off, which I have to decompress my springs first. Let me not mix all the pieces up. This is the good strut. This is the supposed bad strut. And put the right pieces in. Loosen it just enough. Just to take it off. Hopefully. Nope, not yet. This one's still compressed enough. There we go. Now, pull that off. Old assembly. Let's put the new one on. Now, one thing I noticed, where's the old strut? Because the old strut, old spring is, okay, that piece is right there, okay. So I'm just gonna pop my piece right over to the new one. Make sure I have no missing pieces. Alright, so this is our good one. Another good one because it has a tag on the bottom. Now before I get too far ahead, just to check myself for my mistake. Let's measure a resistance. If I don't have, if it just says overload the whole time, I'll know that the wire connection was broken on the last one, but the last one had an ohm reading, so I'm gonna verify this ohm reading. 2 point, exactly what the other one was. The other one was like 2 point something to 3. So we should be good as far as that. So that don't worry me anymore. So now, all right, this is the bad one with the good connection, and the good one with the good connection because we tested it. I'll discard, we'll get this one out the way. Come over here. Now we start off by putting the new spring. I mean, the newer spring, the good spring. On. Now it seats. There's a lip, a stop lip right there. The spring stop lip. It's supposed to stop at the edge of the spring, and then clip right in like that. Now, what we have to do is recompress the spring back down. So let's start this whole process of compression on the spring to get it, so we can get our top hat on. All right. So let's go ahead. Oops. That side. That side. That side. I think that's enough. Don't want it to be excessive, just enough to get it on and get it off. Now this is the old top hat. Now keep in mind that was a little, like some little spacer that goes on the bottom of that bracket. So to make sure that spacer gets on when I put this one on. My spacer is actually still stuck to the bottom on the one I'm gonna use. I want to make sure if you ever take these apart, make sure you replace this, because these things will deteriorate. If you look on the Jaguar forum, you will see that these things right here, as a matter of fact, I'll pull the old one out. This is the one I changed out. It's not bad still good, but I had a brand new one. I just bought it and I put it on and replaced it. So keep those parts. So now make sure my spacer stays on. I'm gonna put this on and I'll make sure my spring end stops right here. That's the next thing we gotta make sure. My spring end. So my spring end is right there. So rotate this, boom, to my spring end. There we go, right there. All right. Now come back and I put any one of these on. I see they use blue Loctite, so I'll go back on with a tap of blue Loctite as well, which I have right here. No, oh shoot, that's red. That's thread lock. I'm tripping. Blue right here. All right, blue Loctite. Boom, like so. All right. Let's go ahead and lock this bad boy up. Put it back on. And I'm gonna tap it back on with my impact on one. And make sure that the rod don't rotate. That's the wrong one. That's the one that did rotate on. I'm tripping. All right. Oh, and before I go crazy, I'm tripping. I'm about to leave something off. I gotta use that to pull it off. I have to pull it back off real quick because I done forgot something. Why didn't you guys tell me? Tripping. Off, stop, on. Somebody in the video was like, he forgot to stop. He about to take this whole thing right back apart. Shh, I never got that far, buddy. Gotta be quicker than that. You gotta be quicker than that. All right, now we back on. All right, back on. Now we back to the money. Make sure my spring ends are still lining up. If I go too crazy. All right. All right, now start the process of loosening this thing up. Got to do it slow, because what happens is you start backing out these spring compressors, and it starts shifting the head and the spring. So you want to make sure that both ends stay in, and that's why you got to back it out slow. Got to take it out slow. So I'm still looking good, and make sure you do both sides. All right. Oops, wrong way. No. Oh, I see we moved a little bit. Gotta keep it. All right. All right. There we go. There we go. All right. Springs are locked in. All right. Get this side out. Now we have our strut fully back assembled. The spring sits in the corner nice and good, and it sits in this corner nice and good. Hairline, whatever. Anyway, so we're back together, and you want to make sure your sleeves are good too. You don't want your sleeves to stop right there before this stop right here. So when this top spring hits the bottom, it has a that sleeve on right there. So let's go throw this back together, put this back on, and let's see how we perform. All right. So this is the nut side, screw side. So make sure this is facing on this, being the front right of the car. The nut came off the left side, so make sure it goes on this direction. You gotta get this like this. Rotate that now. And keep in mind, you can move the bottom. You can twist the shop base for it to line up the way it needs to line up. So don't be too worried about that. Once you get those two screws up in the middle, you get it lined up how you want. Go ahead and start. Oh shoot, my jack's sliding on me. Don't do that too much because I want to tighten my brake line. So get that up in there and get a screw on there. Now I got a screw on there. Let me fix my jack because Jack's supposed to be supporting me right now. He tripping. He tripping, Jack. Go. Get your behind back up under there. Alright. Now just watch the ABS cable this entire time, because you don't want to mess that up. I'm telling you right there, you don't want to mess that up. lined up. Now that's on. Now I'm gonna get my torch connector and try to use my jack to help me raise or lower. Alright, I got it. Keep darn close to the hole. Beautiful. Alright. Now, my torch. Now let me tell y'all what I just did, because I will not tell you when I screw up. So when I was coming back up with this got stuck under this, on this corner right here. And this corner sliced into that fitting, into that little grease boot. So I'm going to replace this. So I'll be getting that part at some point soon. But so y'all know, yeah, I just screwed it up. Screwed that up. So now let me go ahead and get this put back together. Cause alright. That's good. That's on. Alright. Now we'll get this put back on. I think this was it's a 15 millimeter. Alright. I'll tighten it up. That's a 1 on the impact. Now, I gotta get this. Why you have that jack? Gotta have that jack under this wheel hub, man. I'm telling you, if you don't have that jack up under here, you're gonna be fighting. Probably gonna end up breaking your brake line because it's gonna fall off and hang up. All right, let me go ahead and start putting my ABS line back in. I usually unplug it. I didn't unplug it this time, which I should have. But I didn't pull anything out, so now we got a 17 mil. Nope. What's that? 19, 18? What is it? 18? 18. We got 18 mil. And tighten up 8 arm. Put that back on. And I know a lot of you guys use these power tools. I didn't even realize I had left y'all hanging, literally. But I know a lot of y'all use these power tools, and you get one of these big giant impacts. It's a lifesaver. But don't be torquing everything on goddamn 3. You gonna break bolts and never get stuff loose, man. You gonna cause yourself so many problems. These good power tools are nice to have, but damn, please, for me. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if I can get my a smaller impact. What this is? 18. Look at that 18, and I'm gonna stamp it on. Get that mug, stamp it on with that 18, and then I'll tighten it up. But that the impact. Oh shoot! Wrong way. There you go. There you go. Now it's on. The reason I did it like that, so you have to back it up. Put a backer on it. You gotta put a backer on that jump. All right, with my 18-inch socket now. All right. Now on 2 right there. Now, y'all, that wasn't 3. All right. Cool. Got all our bolts back on. Tighten back up. Always give a final inspection. Don't just one and done, run and gun. Do it and think you're done with it. Give another inspection. Look at everything. And look at it. Look how fast. I done forgot. I gotta finish putting my bolts on the top. We gotta come up here. You gotta watch me. You gotta watch me do that. You gotta watch me put these on. Oh, make sure I put that on the right direction too. Come on, clip around the lip. Let me check out what's going on there. If I got a piece of dirt between the let me make sure I use the right bolt, because if not, I'm gonna have to take it off and replace it right now, because the other bolt might have a bigger lip on it. That was a little different. I might have got it mixed up. Let me see. See, that clips on. Do these look the same? They look the same. This clips on that lip. I'll put this like that. Slide it in here. You know what? I think it does work. I think I see the problem. I might have tightened it a tad bit tighter, and it can't go down deep enough. I think that might be it. Let me check that right quick. I'm about to have this popping out when I'm on the road. Give me an alert. Okay. Now we're back on track. So I'm gonna put it on 2. Under here, lower it back down, and that's money. That's money. We back. We are back. All right. If y'all like the video, stay tuned in for more. You already know what it is, man. We constantly working, building, grinding, growing, becoming, doing greater things, being greater people. Stay tuned in. Love it. Like it or love it. Deuces.